Hello everyone, myself Rajnandini Taynak, the volunteer of Shivi Forensics. Today we are discussing about the case the Stoneman murders. Let's start with the introduction. The Stoneman murders were the series of brutal killings that took place in Kolkata, India between 1989 to 1990. In this case, the unknown person called the Stoneman targeted the homeless people sleeping on the streets, killing them with the heavy stone. The key factors: who is the targeted victims? The targeted victims are the homeless people sleeping on the street. Method of killing: heavy stones or concrete slabs used to inflict fatal head injuries. The killer's motive and the pattern were unclear, making it hard to police to catch them. And there were no witnesses to the crime, making it difficult for the police to gather the evidences. The police faced several challenges in the investigation of this case. Time and place of the murders. The murders took place in the Kolkata in 1989 at the time of midnight. Most happened in the eastern and central part of the city, especially at the railway stations. The pattern of the crime: victims were killed at midnight or the early in the morning. There was no clear motive to the murder. The method of the killing is same in each case, and it suggests like it was done by the one person. The similar case like Kolkata also happened in the Mumbai, known as Raman Raghav case, where a serial killer targeted homeless people in 1983 to 1986, where the homeless individuals were murdered in the same way, like killing vulnerable peoples by crushing their heads with the large stone. Next slide is about the background of the case, the historical and the social context. In 1989, the Kolkata faces serious social economic challenges including overpopulation, poverty, and growing the homeless population. Because of this, many people slept on sidewalks in the railway stations, and the victim in this case were the homeless individuals. These individuals were the part of Kolkata's invisible population, often ignored by the society and underprotected by the state. And that's why this made them easy targets for the killer, who operated silently and struck at the night. The next slide is about the murders. The murders happened between the June and the September in 1989. At least 13 people were killed in Kolkata, and each victim was found with their skull smashed by the heavy stone placed nearby. The killer struck in the north and central Kolkata, sparsely patrolled areas, and all the attacks occurred at night and there were no eyewitnesses. After some time, the murders stopped as suddenly as they began, and there were no clear resolution or the arrest. The consistent method of killing led the media to believe that the serial killer, dubbed the Stoneman, was at large. The next slide is about the public and media reaction in the case. The murderer caused both fear and indifference in the peoples in the city. Like homeless people in the city were very scared, but the most of the general public didn't seem very worried, showing how society often ignores the homeless. And the media gave the killer the name Stoneman, which made the case more well known, and newspaper wrote a lot about the murderers. Media blame police for not making progress or failing to protect the people who were most at the risk. Police arrested some suspects, including homeless and mentally ill people, but they couldn't prove anyone was the guilty, and the case is still unsolved. Next slide is about the police investigation and the outcomes. During the police investigation, police think that it could be the same person who committed similar murders earlier in the Mumbai, but this was never proven. Officers increased night patrols and questioned many suspects, especially the mentally unstable individuals. But no witness or clear clues were found at any of the murder scenes. The killer used nearby stones, leaving no fingerprints or the personal items behind. The investigation made no progress and the murderer stopped suddenly after the few months. An outcome of the police investigation is the case remains unsolved with no one arrested or charged. It is still considered one of the India's most mysterious serial murder case. Next slide is about the challenges in the investigation. There was various challenges occur during the investigation. Few of them. First one is no witness. All murders happened when the victim were asleep and alone. Second one, no forensic evidences. The killer used found objects like stone and left no trace. Third one is victims had no known enemies, making it hard to find the motive. And the last one is the victims were poor and homeless, so their death got less attention. These are the some challenges occur during the investigation in this case. What is the current status of the case? No one was ever arrested or charged in this case. The identity of the killer remains unknown and the case is officially unsolved and considered as a cold case. The murders stopped as suddenly as the beginning. So, the police eventually stopped the investigating as no new leads were found. The next one is the summary and the conclusion points. The first point is that the Stoneman is believed to be India's first unknown serial killer. Second one, the murders stopped suddenly and the killer was never caught. And because of this case revealed some serious issues like the lack of protection for the homeless and limited forensics tool at the time. And it remains the one of the most mysterious and chilling unsolved crimes in the India's history. Also, the movie named The Stoneman Murders was released and it depends on the case happened in Mumbai. This movie serves as a cinematic case study of unsolved Stoneman killing that occurred in Mumbai during the early 1980s. By frictional storytelling, the film explores the psychological profile of the potential serial killer targeting the homeless individuals, it highlighting the limitations of law enforcement and investigative procedures of that time, and underreporting of crimes against the poor contributed to the failure in solving the case. As the case study, the film raises the important questions about the criminal profiling, media influences, and social invisibility of the marginalized communities in urban crime investigations. The Stoneman case may be unsolved, but it highlights the need for better investigation and community support. Let's learn from this case and work towards creating the safer communities for the everyone. Thank you. Let me know your queries about the case in the comment box.